Shalom, me homies. It's Alex from Formidable Felons, and welcome back. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. Oh, gotta do my nails. Please excuse me, but like and subscribe down below. What I am going to be talking about today is my life since I got out of prison. A lot of people were, they got the beginning information of why I got arrested and everything, but a lot of people were wondering how I made it to where I am today, so I'm just going to be discussing that. When I first got out of prison, it was April of 2017, and the night before, my ex-girlfriend stole my MP4 player, so that was fun. Great time. I got it back, though, and I ended up giving it to who I wanted to. That being said, I got out, and my mom picked me up. My wonderful mom. I love her to death. Unfortunately, some of the things that she picked me up in were clothes that I used to trick in and whatnot, so I was trying to start new, and that part wasn't helpful. But my mom did everything in her power to make sure that I came home to something comfortable. I had a little blow-up air mattress. She took me shopping, went to the gas station, got some food and everything. It was great. I got home, and my boyfriend now, actually, who had been in contact with me throughout being in prison, we hung out for a little bit, and instead of spending the night on the air mattress one night, I spent the night at his house, and we ended up together like ever since. We've been together 5 years, and I love him. And he had plans to be with me before I even got out, so I had no idea that I was going to be a part of that. I'm so happy I am, though. And so I had been out, just fresh out. My boyfriend bought me a whole new wardrobe. My dad told him, good luck. And I got my first job. I think it was doing pizza. No, it was at Nico's Pizza. It was a downtown pizza place. Then I was a delivery driver. I was using my boyfriend's car. And one day he didn't like me using the car for doing deliveries. And I definitely understand that. So I quit that job, got another job, and I was struggling with some alcoholism of my own. And I was, how do I put it? I was a little bit tipsy at work a few times working. I wasn't driving anymore. I was at a country club, and one of the girls had asked me to smoke one day or something, and then she snitched on me, so then they fired me. But it is okay. From there, my friend got me the job at Nissan, which is where I work now, and it's a great car dealership. I love working for them. It was strugglesome because before then I could only apply for places that were just, either paid under the table or just like waitressing, not serious background checks. Never did I think I could work at a Fortune 500 company. And that was what happened. My friend got me the interview. I stressed over and over again. I know that I am fresh out, but I promise you, this is something that means very much to me. I'm going to do my hardest to prove to you that, that my background doesn't make me who I am, that I have a lot to bring to the table, and I am perfect for this job. And they actually ended up leaning on that. They did hire me, thank God. And thanks to Ron, Fiona, and Kyle, everyone, for getting me that job and keeping me there. I've been there for 4 years. I love it. I still have, everyone there knows I'm a felon. Everyone there knows about Formidable Felons. So many people there support me. It took a long time to get to that point, but your background, you can either let it make you or break you. A lot of people choose to put it to the back, and I completely understand that, but there's still injustices that are going on in our prison systems that I feel like I need to bring to our attention. So that's why I make these videos, and that's why I'm so focused on prison still. That being said, I got out, did that, started working at Nissan. Actually, before I started working at Nissan, my dad passed away 2 months after I got out, and my dad drowned. We don't know his circumstances, exactly what happened. His BPA was like double what it's supposed to be. He made a few phone calls. He didn't call me, but made a few phone calls, went down, I guess, by the water, took off his shoes, and then we don't know what happened. A kayaker found his body the next morning. And he had alcoholism, schizophrenia, and a whole lot of other issues. This is my daddy now. My Kevin Thomas, my Captain Underpants. It says, "My Captain Underpants, my Superman, my father rests peacefully here. Forever loved, forever remembered. Kevin Lee Thomas." And this is only half of him that fits in here. The other half, he was just too big. It was complicated ordering a urn for the first time. And I must say, he's a large dude. So anyway, after my dad passed away, my dad, who also bet me $2,000 that I wouldn't go to college, that I wouldn't graduate college, he didn't get to see me do that, which sucks. But he does get to, I guess, see it from up top. Anywho, so my dad died 2 months after I got out, and my mom, it was after an argument with my boyfriend, and my mom told me she didn't really tell me, she just kind of looked at me and I knew. And my dad never wanted to make it to 45 anyway, so here we are. And 2 weeks after that, one of my closest best friends died of an overdose as well when I was on my way to pick her up to go to the studio. My text messages were just, "Hey, if you're up, let me know. I'm close. I'm coming to get you." And I should have just popped up. And, you know, once you leave prison, the atrocities don't stop. That's the thing. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of my friends talk about they'd rather be in jail and they'd rather be in prison. And it sucks because out here we have a lot of distraction, but also a lot of the distraction makes it so that we're not able to fully feel through our emotions. So it seems like when these atrocities happen, if we don't have the right coping skills to deal with them, we just automatically want to throw ourselves back into the place that we hated the most. I hope that we can grow past that. I was already about 2-3 months in to my classes when I got the news that she died as well. And I found that throughout the course of all this, my reaction is just to keep going because I don't have another choice. And it kind of works out for me. I continued going to school. Math sucked. I hated math. If you are thinking about going back to school, which props to you if you're going back to school. A lot of people that go to jail and prison, that end up for a long time. A lot of people are dropouts from like 6th to 8th grade. A lot of people don't have a high school education even. So the fact that people want to go back to school and better themselves is something that shouldn't ever be overlooked. And if my cat's going in my closet. And if nobody's told you already, you deserve the utmost props. And I am so proud of you for doing that. Going back to school is tough. Math was tough. I was able to get a teacher that actually required tutoring as part of the syllabus, and it helped me immensely. And once I got past the beginning part of the math and the beginning, not your core classes, but your beginning intro to college classes and whatnot. Once I got past that, the ball was moving. I was ready to go. So now the strugglesome thing was internships. How do you handle internships as a felon? And it was a handful, I tell you. It was tough. Having to go back and forth from... Cat getting out now. Having to have different applications over and over. Are you? I had to apply for so many places just to be able to continue schooling. Like, it's a required part of my classes is in 2 internship classes for my associates. And I got denied 4 or 5 different places because I couldn't pass a level 2 background check. So what I've managed to do since then, I figured out how to pass my level 2 background is to pay off all of my court fees and everything. So I was able to do that through NA and AA meetings. If you have court costs and you did previously, if you have drug charges or if you previously had a drug problem, you can ask the courts. You have to write to your judge and make sure you go through the appropriate routes, just because just writing the judge isn't going to do it. You have to go through the proper filing of a motion. So speak with your local court systems, your clerk of courts and whatnot, to try to figure out what the correct process is for you to do that, to write to your judge to see if you could get it, if you can pay off your hours, usually $10 an hour with AA or NA meetings or community service. I was able to pay off about $4,000 just doing that. And so getting my court costs paid off, I still haven't been able to. The only thing after doing that, you're like, oh, can I do a level 2 background check? Well, they're like, well, no, not until you're requested for one. So now I have to apply and get an actual level 2 background check. But the internships at first, a lot of people, they were just like denying. No, you can't. Not with that type of charge. No, with a felony. I found a private rehab that was able to accept me with love and open arms. They're great. I love them so much. It was a beautiful company. They have Burt Reynolds' baby horse, as a therapeutic exercise. They have horses and pigs and whatnot. It's a beautiful place. And the work that they do there is very intensive in their clinical section. And so they've tried to offset that by the amount of other things that they have there for comfort. So I managed to get that internship there. They required a background check, but it was a softer background check. So I was able to do that. And I also got I also got my other internship at Mental Health America of Palm Beach County. And they also, because of my background, I wasn't able to work directly with clients, but I was able to do the the secretarial work, faxing and putting files together and everything. So it was, a little bit boring, that one, but I did enjoy when I did get to talk and meet with clients, and it wasn't under, like, if I'm outside before the day starts and whatnot, I'm able to speak to people, obviously. But not being able to pass a level 2 was hindering me from going to the places that I wanted to go and applying for where I actually want to be for my internships. And luckily, I have 2 more internships classes coming up. Because after the 2 I just discussed, I graduated. I graduated with my associate's degree in human services. And it's a terrible picture where my eyes are closed and I tried to laminate it. I graduated cum laude. And cum laude means you had a 3.5 GPA or higher. And I'm very happy that I was able to graduate. My loving boyfriend. I never thought that I would graduate, honestly. I didn't think. I literally only went to college just because my dad was like, you'll never go, you'll never graduate. But I did. And now I'm more than halfway through my bachelor's degree. I have about 4 semesters left of my bachelor's degree, and then I will have my bachelor's in human services. I'm so excited for that. My next part is going to figure out where to go to get my master's. It's another struggle that plenty of felons face. My friend Lydia, she just recently was able to figure out, after applying several places, to get accepted into a university for her master's degree. And it looks like there's the same process that I'm going to have to go through as well. In making changes, though, and putting your life first and doing what you want to do and showing your purpose, so many employers, internships, if you put yourself forward, everyone notices it. It's not something to be overlooked when you have that prominence of a desire and a determination to do what you want to do. It's not easy to overlook. So now I'm trying to get my bachelor's degree, living life. I've moved out into my own apartment now with my boyfriend. We've been in our own apartment for about 4 years now. And hey, times are getting tough, and we're thinking about downsizing again too. So it gets up and down. But I just want to let you know, since people have been asking as well about my story from after prison, it's shitty, and it's also very fun. We've been doing good. I'm doing good. I miss my father more than anything, and it's draining on my entire life. But we survive because sometimes that's all we know how to do. And maybe when I look back in this video in 2 years from now, when I already have my bachelor's degree and my video skills are so much better, I'll be able to be proud of how much I've grown. And I think that's the point. Too many of us overlook where we've came from, just trying to live up to other people's standards in society, what we need to be for society. But you've done a lot. You deserve it. And you're going to get whatever you want to do. That sounded bad. You're going to get whatever you desire. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything else about my story, please let me know down in the comments or send me a message, formidable_felon on Instagram. That's just a little bit of the beginning of my story. Shalom, yomies.